Good morning. I'm Dr. Shawana Tucker, Chief Talent Officer at the Connecticut State Department of Education. I am delighted to welcome you to the third annual virtual Connecticut Educators Rising State Conference. I'm pleased to have you join us at this pre-collegiate event. For those who do not know about Educators Rising, it is a community-based movement in which chapters at schools feed teacher preparation programs at high education institutions with the support of the state departments of education and local funders and foundations. This Phi Delta Kappa program is the only national pre-collegiate program to provide a clear pathway to increase teacher diversity and teacher quality. Within the CSDE office, this program is in direct correlation with the Connecticut Talent Office's work to diversify the educator pipeline. It is one of our top priorities in our strategic plan. The Connecticut State Department of Education launched Educators Rising in 2020 with the support of Governor Lamont, the Commissioner of Education, Charlene Russell Tucker, higher ed institutions, and the Connecticut State Legislature education committees. Here in Connecticut, we knew as a state we needed a proven grow your own program that could provide our Connecticut students with the needed resources to be successful. Since the 2020 launch, we have grown. We have 19 school districts participating and 22 public and private high schools. In addition, we also launched Male Educators Network. Men are young men of color interested in pursuing a career in education. You will meet some men members throughout the event this morning. As part of the Ed Rising movement in Connecticut, we partnered with higher education institutions to offer dual enrollment at your high school. This is a great opportunity for you to get a head start on your college career. To our students, today is our day. Over 30 of you are participating in this Ed Rising event. You spent time preparing for this day, and we are excited to hear from you, our next generation of educators. Whether you are participating in one of the Ed Rising competitions, such as children's literature, exploring non-core subjects, Inside Our Schools, or the Leadership Award, or you are cheering on your friends, it is your day amongst fellow students, teacher leaders, school communities, and families to embrace the calling of the teaching profession. Not only will you be able to view the competitions, you will be able to learn about the CCSU admissions process and financial aid. In addition, you will hear from Teach Connecticut, our online education platform full of resources for you to use and take advantage of. You will also hear an inspirational message from our Connecticut Teacher of the Year, Ms. Carolyn Kielma. An event like this would not be possible without sponsors to support our work. Thank you to Central Connecticut State University, President Dr. Zulma Toro, Provost Kim Costellas, Paula Tolte, Associate Dean, School of Education and Professional Studies, and CCSU Certification Officer, and the entire IT staff for providing the registration and virtual platform for us to convene today. I must also acknowledge all those who have worked tirelessly to plan today's event. June Thomas, Connecticut State Field Coordinator, and Dr. Regina Hopkins, Connecticut Ed Rising Consultant. A big thank you to all of our teacher leaders. We thank them for all the support as they prepared their students for today's event. Of course, we thank the judges who took time from their schedules to participate in scoring the competitions. We thank our partners who supported our ongoing work. They include the Connecticut Federation of Teachers, the Connecticut Education Association, Educational Testing Services, and the Connecticut Boards of Education. At this time, it gives me great pleasure to introduce several individuals who are advocates for education and are from diverse backgrounds. They will be bringing welcoming remarks. They include Charlene Russell Tucker, Commissioner of Education, Dr. Zulma Toro, President of Central Connecticut State University, Congresswoman Johanna Hayes, representing Connecticut's 5th District, Dr. Paula Tulty, Associate Dean, School of Education and Professional Studies at CCSU, and Ann Morris, Director of Programs, Phi Delta Kappa International. Enjoy what the day has to offer, and I wish you all the best in your competitions in hopes that you will attend the National Educators Rising Conference in Orlando, Florida this summer. Enjoy. It is now my pleasure to introduce my friend, former colleague, and educator who serves Connecticut's 5th District, Congresswoman Jahana Hayes.
Hello, everyone. I'm Congresswoman Jahana Hayes, but my most important title is Mrs. Hayes as a teacher. In fact, I was the 2016 National Teacher of the Year. Teaching is the only profession that I ever loved that loved me back. It is where my heart is. It is what I always wanted to do in my life. Not really sure how I managed to sidetrack that and get into Congress, but very excited that we have a room full of aspiring educators who, like me, just love this profession. Welcome to the 3rd annual Connecticut State Competition and Conference for Educators Rising, hosted right here in my district at Central Connecticut State University. I've been to many of these conferences in the past, and I know that the curriculum, the panels, the talks, the workshops are sure to leave you with a renewed energy and inspiration for the teaching profession. Thank you so much for choosing education, and I hope that this day is memorable and enjoyable and the start to a long and robust career in education. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Hello, I'd like to welcome you to the Ed Rising competition for 2023. My name is Dr. Paula Tulty. I'm serving as the Interim Associate Dean of the School of Education and Professional Studies. And today I have the distinct pleasure of introducing our president, President Zulma Toro. President Toro has been an advocate and a passionate, dedicated educator who wants to serve our community and help grow this profession. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Toro.
Good morning. I am Zulma Toro, the president of Central Connecticut State University. I am pleased to welcome you to the 3rd Annual Educators Rising Conference at CCSU. For many of us, this work is deeply personal, and we are very passionate about it. This university was founded to offer higher education to aspiring teachers, and it is a tradition we proudly carry on to this day. What you learn on your journey to become a teacher has changed quite a bit since 1849. Central remains on the cutting edge of this field. We are fortunate to have some future teachers with us today. We have much to gain from their perspective. They are an inspiration to me. Thank you very much for your support of Educators Rising in Connecticut. I wish you all a wonderful day and look forward to welcoming you back next year.
Hi, I'm Jan Peruccio, Superintendent of Old Saybrook Public Schools. I am also the Connecticut Association of Public School Superintendents Superintendent of the Year for 2023. But I have not always been a superintendent. I began my career as a teacher, and I can tell you that I loved almost every minute of it. If you're choosing teaching as a profession, you're choosing a profession where you really get to make a mark on the future. There are very few professions that give you that opportunity to really have a lasting influence out into the future, past your career. And it's wonderful to have students come up to you from 10 or 20 years earlier and tell you what an impact you had on their lives. That feels wonderful. If you're choosing teaching, you're choosing an opportunity to extend your love of learning in a classroom or other setting. You have an opportunity to work with the craziest, most fun, most wonderful, most changeable people in the world, namely school-age children, and I promise you, you will never be bored. there's no prescribed pathway to education. I've seen people come to it as a second career and be very successful. I've seen people know from the time they were teenagers that they wanted to work with children, and they started working in summer camps from the time they were 15 years old, or they always did lots of babysitting. I'm sort of an in-between. I came to the profession after working from the time I was 13 years old in a small family business, doing everything from sweeping the floor to paying the bills to meeting with customers. I went into college and became a business and economics major and quickly realized that was not for me. And my love of literature naturally sort of backed me into a career in education. But from the first minute I walked into a classroom as doing my sophomore field work with, at that time, little ones, it was obvious to me that I was going to grow into that work. And then I went to work in high schools, and I loved every minute of working with high school students. So I would say that no matter how you're coming to this, chances are, if this is something that speaks to you, it's going to be a vocation that will mean a lot to you, that will bring you a lot of joy, that will bring you a lot of satisfaction. And again, it's all about the fact that when you someday look to the end of your career, you will see that you've made a huge difference in the lives of people. One of the things I don't think I considered when I was going into education, but I want to share with you, is that once you're in education, there are so many pathways and so many opportunities and areas to grow. So it's not uncommon for someone to be in a classroom for 10 years at a particular level and find that they want to change. So a high school teacher might become a middle school teacher. Or they might find that they want to go on and cross and endorse. So a science teacher might want to become a math teacher. Or we might find that we want to change our position altogether, become a reading consultant, become a counselor. And the opportunities to get further education beyond our initial education are there, both in-house in your district, but also in colleges and universities. Of course, you can always choose administration, which was my path. And by choosing administration, I've realized a lot of satisfaction. And at a time in my career when some of my peers who are not educators are kind of leaving, thinking they've done it and there's really nowhere else for them to grow, I still feel like every day brings an opportunity for me to grow as a professional educator. And that's been throughout the career, and it feels really good to be able to say that. Like you, a number of years ago, I was making changes in my life, and I chose teaching, and I have not regretted it, and I believe my life has been enriched because of it.
I'd like to take this opportunity now to introduce some of our high school student hosts. From Bristol Eastern High School, Molly McGivney. Molly is a 12th grader. She is also president of the Ed Rising Educators Club at her school and an aspiring English teacher. From New Britain High School, I'd like to welcome Danelise Echevarra Figueroa. Danelise is in 11th grade. She was born in Puerto Rico and moved to the United States 5 years ago. She struggled a lot when she moved here, and she felt that she was not going to succeed. However, she has persevered, and her goal is to inspire other Latinas and let them know that they can accomplish everything they wish. From Manchester High School, Afia Winter. Afia is in 12th grade. Captain of the drill team, work as a party host for students, and will be majoring in nursing and minoring in child development. In the future, Afia would like to be a prenatal nurse or a pediatrician. Joining us also from Manchester High School is Lucas Garcia. Lucas is a sophomore at Manchester High and considers himself an aspiring musician. He's a saxophonist, and he hopes to conduct and teach a high school band one day. Joining us from Stanford High School is Jada Marindiega. Jada is in 12th grade and interested in education because she wants to help future generations become successful in life. And also from Stanford High School is Jeremiah Winchester. Jeremiah is in the 11th grade, and he's an all-conference third team player and all-defensive team for the Fairfield County Athletic Conference in boys basketball. Last but not least today, I'd like to introduce you to Isaias Rodriguez Sanchez. Isaias is in 10th grade at New Britain High School, plays guitar, piano, drums, ukulele, and tambourine, an all-around musician. He aspires to be in a secondary education placement. He hasn't decided what kind of teaching he wants to do at the secondary level yet. He's interested in education because he wants to help students build the foundation they need to be successful in the future. He wants to be more than just a teacher. He wants to help students change their lives as a teacher. I'm sure you'll enjoy seeing our student host today.
Ann Morris is the program director for PDK International. She was formerly a secondary mathematics teacher and a district curriculum support specialist in Miami-Dade County, Florida Public Schools. She is currently working on her doctorate in education and administration and policy studies at George Washington University. Program director from PDK International, Ann Morris.
Hello, Educators Rising Connecticut members, teacher leaders, and guests. Welcome to the third annual Educators Rising Connecticut State Conference. My name is Ann Morris, and I'm the Director of Programs for PDK International, the parent organization for Educators Rising. On behalf of the PDK International Board of Directors, Educators Rising National Student Officers, and National Staff, I'm excited to welcome you to an event that brings together young and passionate students from around the state to gain knowledge on the education profession and to discover ways to serve our community through education. As high school students, your participation in Educators Rising demonstrates your commitment to the success of your future students and interest in becoming a highly skilled educator. As you engage in a variety of activities during this year's conference, I challenge you to reflect on the question, why education? Serving your community as an educator is both challenging and fulfilling. But as you continue to investigate and understand your career options in education, it's important to ask yourself, why education? For me, education is about building knowledge and experience. Whether you're a student expanding your own understanding of the world, or an educator facilitating and supporting the learning of others, it's how we create opportunities, build towards our future, and better support our community. It can happen through a carefully planned lesson plan or in the passing moments of our everyday lives, but it's so important for us to always be learning and reflecting throughout our careers. With that, I also take this opportunity to remind you that there are so many varying careers in education. You can be a teacher, a coach, an administrator, support staff, just to name some of the possibilities. Your involvement in Educators Rising is preparing you for a variety of careers in education as we work together to serve our community. But again, whatever path you may choose, ask yourself, why education? As we continue down a path of serving our community, both as current and future educators, we hope to have you join us at the 2023 National Conference in Orlando, Florida, where over 2,000 students interested in an education profession will come together and compete to demonstrate the technical and professional skills they are learning in and out of the classroom through Educators Rising. On behalf of all of us here at PDK International and Educators Rising, we congratulate you on your participation in the annual state conference and wish you the best of luck on your journey to serving your community as an educator. Thank you.
Charlene M. Russell Tucker was appointed by Governor Ned Lemon as a commissioner for the Connecticut State Department of Education in August 2021. Ms. Russell Tucker has served on various state and national committees and has been the recipient of honors and awards, including a 2021 Mentor Nationals Public Service State and Local Excellence in Mentoring Award. Commissioner Russell Tucker believes in finding and fulfilling one life's purpose.
Good morning, everyone. I am Charlene Russell Tucker, Connecticut's Commissioner of Education. I am thrilled to welcome you to the 3rd Annual Connecticut State Competition and Conference for Educators Rising. Educators Rising chapters and clubs in Connecticut cultivate an interest in teaching and offer aspiring educators a pathway to a career in education that allows them to serve their communities as highly skilled educators. There are leadership opportunities for students at the state and national levels, and of course the chance to take part in state and national competitions like this one. By working with aspiring educators who reflect the demographics of their communities and who are passionate about serving their communities through public education, Educators Rising Connecticut is changing the face of teaching. Educators Rising is an incredible opportunity for aspiring educators to find their path in the field of education. As part of this conference, we're bringing together districts and students from across the state to share their stories, learn from each other, and be inspired to pursue their dreams. Our students need great teachers, and we're excited by your interest in strengthening and diversifying the teaching profession. I applaud all of the student facilitators and competitors for their courage, creativity, and leadership. I am grateful for the school districts and Educator Rising teacher leaders for their commitment to Educators Rising Connecticut. For my thanks, I appreciate our wonderful partners and hosts, Central Connecticut State University, our Educators Rising partner Phi Delta Kappa International, and the competition judges, guest speakers, and educational organizations for their gracious support. Thank you all who joined us here today. Future educators, I wish you all the very best in your educational journey. Have a great conference.
Since 2002, Carolyn Kiama has taught the love of science to public high school students in Connecticut. She believes that teaching is not only about curriculum and content, but also about helping youth become better humans. She strives to be the type of teacher that she needed in her adolescent years, the trusted adult that students can come to when they need help. She starts with the lens that all her students are gifted and that all her students have special needs. It is her job as an educator to unleash those gifts and work to meet those needs. She hopes to instill in them the idea that you can accomplish anything difficult when you have determination, ambition, and drive. Kiama believes that learning is not about knowing the right answer. It is a process of discovery.
Hi there, my name is Carolyn Kelma. I am the 2023 Connecticut Teacher of the Year and National Teacher of the Year finalist. And I am just so excited for you. You are beginning your journey to becoming an educator. That is so exciting. And I look forward to hearing all about how amazing you are in the future. When I started out, my goal in becoming a teacher was to be the person that I needed when I was an adolescent. An ear to listen, somebody that I could really trust and feel safe with, and of course learn from. And I hope that's why you want to become a teacher too. Teaching is hard. I'm not gonna lie to you on that one, and it's a lot of work, but it's so worth it. You're changing lives. You're making better humans, and we all know we need more kinder, better humans on the planet, and smarter ones too. So thank you for taking on this work. I look forward to hopefully working with you in the future, and please reach out to me if you have any questions. I would love to help you on your journey. You got this. Be authentic, be yourself, and know that you are not an island and you need other people to help you do this work. Don't try to take it all on yourself. Please reach out to other teachers and educators. We're all in this together. We want to help each other, and that's the only way to be great. And also, be patient with yourself. Good teaching takes time. You're not going to be an expert your first year. and that's okay. That's why you have others to lean on. Look for mentors. Look for the good people who love their career and are smiling. Reach out to them. Good luck.
CCSU has over 100 majors, minors, and certifications. As a potential first-year college student, perhaps you are the first person in your family to go to college. CCSU Admissions Department is ready to answer your questions and give you guidance on how to negotiate the application process. And CCSU Financial Aid Department is also ready to help you through the financial aid process. Not only will they help you with filling out forms, but they will also alert you to your financial information that could be very beneficial to you.
Hi, my name is Keely, an admissions counselor from Central Connecticut State University. Central is located in the heart of Connecticut in New Britain, being the home to over 7,500 undergraduate students. Here at Central, we have over 100 different majors to choose from and offer experiences and opportunities to prepare our students for life after graduation. Some of our more popular majors to name would be nursing, engineering, criminology, and education. When applying to CCSU, you can either utilize our website or the Common App. A completed application includes a $50 application fee, your official high school transcript, which we are looking at your weighted GPA for all 4 years, and your personal essay. If your school offers college credits, that includes the UConn ECE credits, or partnerships with any of the community colleges, definitely take advantage of those because we at Central will accept those as long as it's a C- or higher. Where you attend college is one of the biggest decisions you will ever make. The undergraduate admissions team at CCSU is here to help guide you through the application process. We are here to answer your questions about paying for college, achieving your academic goals, navigating campus life, and much more. Whether you always know what you wanted to do or need help choosing a major, CCSU will prepare you for a bright future. For more information on our institution, use any of the links below. Thank you.
Hello there. My name is Anthony Martinez, and I am a member of Central Connecticut State University's Office of Financial Aid. I wish to relay information that will assist with covering the costs of your continuing education. The financial aid journey begins with FAFSA. The FAFSA is a requirement that allows our office to review eligibility on a number of opportunities, mainly CCSU grant funds and federal grants offered through the Department of Education. It also offers the opportunity to access the low-interest federal loans, which do not require a separate application or cosigner. You are greeted to this image when first visiting studentaid.gov, the homepage to complete the free application for federal student aid, or simply FAFSA. The full site holds important information, but we want to focus on the task at hand. How do we complete the FAFSA? The FAFSA becomes available October 1st, and we always encourage everyone to complete it when it becomes available. As you can see, there are two options. Let's consider a calendar when reviewing a new user versus a returning user. For this example, our new applicant graduates from high school in June 2024. Their time in college begins August 2024. But they should begin completing FAFSA on October 1st, 2023. And so the cycle begins. August 2024, that same student is in their first semester. On October 1st, 2024, they're a returning user and can begin completing the latest FAFSA in preparation for year 2. It may be a bit daunting to consider a whole new year without completing the current one, but remembering this cycle will assist in time management skills. Like a friend always says, a deadline doesn't have to be a due date. You will have to have on hand the FSA ID and tax data. Consider the FSA ID as the login for everything FAFSA related. Both student and parent must create this ID. This login allows for a simplified experience. It allows for online signatures and unlocks access to the IRS data retrieval tool. Why is that important? Well, the most cited reason why people delay or leave FAFSA incomplete is due to the intimidating nature of tax return data. The IRS data retrieval tool uses a secure connection between the Department of Education and the IRS to discreetly import the data, thus minimal effort on the user's part. It helps to have the tax data on hand for any potential setbacks. But which tax year? Good question. FAFSA requests prior year tax data. For example, let's use the current FAFSA for the 2023-2024 year. The prior year would typically be 2022, but with FAFSA requiring prior year, we would need to have on hand the 2021 tax return information. For applicants completing the 2024-2025 FAFSA, the prior year will be 2022. This continues for future FAFSAs. So when October comes and you say, well, I haven't done my taxes, remember, prior. Please note that the FAFSA deals in simple black and white terms. Our office exists to explore and discuss the gray areas. If you have any questions, we encourage you to contact our office. Visit the financial aid and financial literacy site for further details. Visit ccsu.edu/scholarships to review the variety of CCSU scholarship opportunities and stay informed once the applications open.
Children's Literature Overview. The book may be written and illustrated by one individual or two individuals. One is the author and the other is the illustrator. The one or two Educator Rising students members participating in the competition must write all words and create all images in themselves for their submission. No artist assistance or use of images from the web or any other third party is permissible. The participant will prepare the original short story book format for pre-kindergarten audience, ages 3 to 4.
Hi, I'm Giovanni Morales. I'm competing in the Ed Rising competition for the children's literature book, and this is my book, Quinn and Cooper, written and illustrated by me. There were two dogs, Quinn and Cooper. They were brother and sister. Cooper was very kind and his feelings got hurt easily. Quinn was a little bossy and the leader at home. Quinn was always getting into trouble and would never share with Cooper. One day, Cooper got a new chew toy for being a good dog. Quinn really wanted to play with it, but Cooper kept it to himself. Cooper didn't want to share it because Quinn never did. Quinn would just watch Cooper play for hours and not share. Quinn was getting very sad. Cooper saw that Quinn was getting sad. Cooper let Quinn play with his new toy. But bossy Quinn wouldn't give it back. Cooper told Quinn to share. Quinn just didn't listen. Cooper tried taking his toy back. They both pulled and pulled until the toy broke. Quinn was sad. Cooper was very sad his new toy broke. Quinn felt bad because she didn't mean to break her brother's new toy. Quinn had a bright idea. Quinn brought the broken toy to her owner, Jack. Jack saw that they had broken the toy and that both of the dogs were sad. Quinn tried to cheer her brother up, but nothing worked. A few days went by and Jack brought Cooper a new toy and he still felt sad. Then Quinn brought Cooper all her favorite toys. Cooper was very surprised. Quinn apologized for breaking Cooper's toy and for not sharing. Quinn said it's fun to share. Quinn and Cooper started to share all the time. Quinn realized that sharing is caring. The end.
Hello, my name is Dharma Rivera, and today I'm going to be reading my book called Four Friends for the Year. Spring, summer, fall, and winter are the friends that accompany us throughout the whole year every year. Some are warm, while others are cold. Hello, I am summer. Hey there, I am winter. Some are sunny, while others are cloudy. Some are colorful, while others are gray. We see more thunderstorms during the summer, and during the fall, the days get shorter. Let's get to know the 4 seasons of the year. It all starts with our friend spring. Pink everywhere, flowers in our gardens, and trees growing flowers and leaves again. A beautiful, sunny, and warm day. Yep. 1, 2, 3. Spring is here. Do you guys feel the same way I do? It's a warm day. A perfect day to go to the beach. That means our friend summer is coming. Vacation, beach days, and water parks are ready. Summer occurs after spring. Leaves are turning green like the Grinch. 1, 2, 3. The summer is here. Our other friend fall has big and round orange pumpkins. Yellow leaves that fall to the ground. Red apples are ready for eating and monsters that go trick or treating. The wind, the rain, the sun shines through. It's colder now for me and you. It feels colder and colder every day. The sky is dark and the ground is white. Christmas is coming. That means gifts, decorations, hot chocolate, and Santa. Get your coats ready because winter is here already. Our 4 friends have a lot to do over the year, so now you know the 4 seasons of the year. The end.
Why education. The video bite comes from the Assistant Vice Principal of Manchester High School STEM D Academy, Salvador Escobales. He is a Latino male and a first-generation college graduate. Mr. Escobales was formerly a science teacher for about 20 years. He loves working with people, and that provides him with overall satisfaction. He specifically enjoys working with students and their families so he can help them problem solve all the obstacles and situations that can occur in the teenage years. Vice Principal Escobales takes pride in watching students cross the finish line and graduate from high school. Let's hear Manchester High School STEM D Assistant Vice Principal Salvador Escobales why education.
Hello friends, my name is Sal Escobales. I am proud to say that I have worked in education for over 22 years, first as a high school biology teacher and currently as an associate principal. What I would say about this career field is that it's been the most rewarding thing I've ever done. It's been a fun and challenging journey to this very day, and I still enjoy it now just as much as I did when I first started. I would highly recommend it for any young person who wants to make a real difference in their community. It's a job that has continually fed my soul and has given me far more than in return than I've put into it.
When most people hear the word teacher, they think of an educator in front of a lesson on English, language arts, math, science, or social studies. However, these core subjects are only a few of the career opportunities for creative teachers. This competition offers students the opportunity to shadow and learn from highly skilled educators whose work takes place outside the core subjects. And now, explore non-core teaching careers, first and second place winners.
So you want to become a teacher? Well, you should check out Teach Connecticut's website. They have everything you need in order to become a teacher all in one place, and more importantly, it's free. Teach Connecticut.
Hello, and thank you for allowing me to be a part of today's conference. My name is Cheyenne Walland. I am one of the regional program managers from Teach Connecticut. I'm here today in lieu of my colleague, Ashley Jackson, who is so sad that she could not be a part of today's presentation. But I am here to talk a bit about Teach Connecticut and what it is that we can do to help support your path to teaching today and tomorrow. So again, thank you so much for allowing us to be a part of this, and we cannot wait to share some of the tools and resources that we have with you. So you want to be a teacher. Now, the biggest things that we hear are that you are probably wildly passionate about helping people. You are creative. You are unique. You've got a plan for everything. You love to be appreciated, but also, let's be real, you don't like to be underestimated. So if you have said yes to any of those, there is a very high likelihood that you are absolutely needed and wanted in the teaching profession. I myself spent 12 years in elementary school teaching. I taught fourth grade for most of those 12 years. I was absolutely one of those people who had never thought in a million years I would end up teaching. But I loved helping people. I especially loved working with younger kids. I had taught dance for a good portion of my time in high school myself. I was always wicked creative with the things that I would do with those kids to keep them entertained. And I absolutely loved being appreciated. I loved the love those kids had for me in return. So elementary school was absolutely where I needed to be. And it was very quickly that I figured that out. Now, on the flip side of things, you may be all of those things in that left-hand column, but you might be wondering, okay, how much am I going to get paid? What schools can I attend to make this happen? How much is it going to cost me to make this happen? Where can I work? And oh my goodness, where am I even going to start? So the reality is that Teach Connecticut is here to help you answer all of those questions that you may have. So here are some of our pro tips for becoming a Connecticut teacher. First of all, try it out. You can volunteer, you can intern, you can even work a part-time job in a school to make sure if that is the right fit before you commit. There are always schools looking for really great role models to come in and work with their students. Beyond that, you're going to have to choose wisely. Not all Connecticut colleges with teaching programs offer certification for all subjects. One of the things that we offer on our website at Teach Connecticut is what we call a program explorer. So if you come to me and you say, hey, Shine, so I'm really thinking that working with elementary school kids is not my thing. I totally want to teach high school and I want to teach either like a math or a science. Then that program explorer, we can help you whittle down what programs would be the best for you. So what programs are closest to where you live, what programs have the certification program that you need, and how we can make that work best for you. So another option is to be in demand. So for instance, I just mentioned teaching high school math or science. If you consider a subject area where teachers are needed the most, like teaching a STEM subject, science or math, or even special education, we have a lot of what they call shortage areas in Connecticut. So shortage areas, and y'all are in high school, so there's a chance that you've seen some of this in action. Shortage areas are those subjects that it's a little hard right now to get teachers for. So math and sciences are definitely those shortage areas. All of our foreign languages and our world languages, our special education teachers. So these are really great ideas. If you want to be in demand, you know that you can get a job, go into one of those shortage areas and get certified to teach one of those. Another thing is to stay in touch. TeachConnecticut.org is here to help you at all stages of your journey to becoming a teacher. We can answer all the questions you might have. If we don't have those answers, we're going to find you those answers. And then that last thing, and I'm going to tell you right now, this is the most important tip that we can possibly give you. Remember your why. You might face roadblocks and tough days, so stay focused on why you want to teach. When I initially went into teaching, I realized that I had the chance to make a difference in at least one student's life every year. So when I was growing up personally, my mother passed away when I was very, very young. And my grandmother, who was amazing, adopted me. I went into school feeling very different, knowing that the way I was being raised, that my home life was a lot different from other students that were in my classroom. And the teachers that I remember most were the teachers who never treated me any differently, were the teachers who absolutely took the time to understand me, but still pushed me to be my best. That was my why. I wanted to be that teacher for another student. I wanted to be able to look at all of my kids and help them grow regardless of what they may be facing and help them through those challenges that they may be facing as well. So please always remember your why. Now, as I've said, Teach Connecticut, we are here to help you explore the world of education. We are here to help you take steps towards becoming a teacher. I want you to take a look on your screen right now. There is a code that you can type in. There is a QR code for you to scan. I invite you to check us out starting now. You're going to see this slide a couple of times today. If you sign up now, you have the chance to win a $100 Amazon gift card. We are looking for the next generations of Connecticut's best teachers, and we know that we can find that with all of you. So please take the time to sign up for a Teach Connecticut account, explore Teach Connecticut, and it's an added perk that if you do sign up, you can win that $100 Amazon gift card. So I'm going to give you another second or so to scan that QR code and sign up for that completely free Teach Connecticut account. It's really simple to sign up. It's just your name and an email address, and then a couple of quick questions to find out where you are in this process. So are you just thinking about teaching? Do you have an idea of what you might want to do? We want to help you every step of the way. We are here for you every step of the way. Okay, I'm going to scoop from this slide, but don't worry, y'all. It's going to come back one more time. So just a couple of quick things about what it is, what the journey might look like for you as you discover certification. So in the state of Connecticut, you eventually have to have a bachelor's degree to teach. You can earn this before or at the same time as you start to take some of these steps. So if you look at this, the first thing you've got to do is you have to decide what you want to teach. So this might be thinking about what age do I want to work with? Do I want to work with elementary school kids? Do I want to work in the middle school, maybe in the high school? Then you start thinking about also what subject you might want to teach. Obviously, elementary school teachers tend to teach all of the subjects. So if you're in a fourth grade classroom like I was, you're going to be teaching those students math, reading, writing, science, social studies, all of the things within their combined curriculum. However, you may just say, you know what, I love social studies. I love history. So I want to teach either middle school or high school history. So it's thinking about both the subject and the age of the students that you'd like to work with. Beyond that, you then choose and apply to a teaching program. So there are many to choose from in the state of Connecticut, many amazing programs, and we can help you figure out which one fits you best. And then after that, you would complete that program and get certified by the state. But we are here to help you choose the right program and apply with confidence. Beyond that, we have some really, really great coaches. So as you start to have more questions, you can talk to one of our coaches. Our coaches are teachers who are working in our classrooms now. So these are teachers just like y'all are facing in your high school classrooms as well. They will answer any questions you have, so you can feel free to set up a time to talk with them as you start this journey as well. And let's be real, we are here to help you as much as we can financially as well. So we offer $1,000 scholarships a couple of times a year, as well as $100 fee reimbursements for any fee you incur as you start applying to these really great programs we have. So you have the opportunity to ask us anything. We have helped over 400 future teachers, and I've got a feeling that you are next. So before I go any further, I just want to share what this quote I have up in the corner. So this is from a teacher who is working in a New Haven elementary school, Mahogany Lowery. I have previously attended New Haven Public Schools in which I've received special education programs. I know there will be challenging moments in the classroom for students that have a learning disability, and it will help me understand my students. So like I had sort of said, Mahogany wanted to be that teacher that she had. She wants to make the world a little bit better for those students that are coming into her classroom. So you can be that teacher. I would love for you to be that teacher, and I would love to help you on that journey. We all would. So we do all of the research. We put everything that you need in one place, and we will continue to support you wherever you are throughout the process. Okay, friends, for the last time, I'm going to throw this up here. This is your opportunity to scan that QR code. Use that link that you see at the top, and you can sign up for a completely free Teach Connecticut account. Using that link or that QR code automatically will get you entered to win a $100 Amazon gift card. I cannot wait to see those of you who have signed up, and I cannot wait to help you on your journey to becoming a certified teacher in the state of Connecticut. So one more time, my name is Cheyenne Walland, and thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of today's Ed Rising conference. I am absolutely honored We are all honored here at Teach Connecticut to be a small part of your journey. Please make sure that you sign up for that account and visit our website to explore Teach Connecticut, because you are the future of Connecticut teaching, and I cannot wait to hear more about your journey. Thank you so much, and have a great day.
Now here's our second Y Education video by Assistant Superintendent for Waterbury Schools, Jade L. Gopi. Jade L. Gopi was raised in Waterbury and graduated from Kennedy High School. She has been in the field of education for over 20 years as the principal of Crosby High School. Our next speaker aggressively advocated for her students and continuously looked to develop and implement educational programming to ensure her students were receiving equitable access to resources as well as educational and enrichment opportunities. Her educational philosophy is based on her uncompromising belief that all students can learn given a positive learning environment, strong and knowledgeable leadership, a committed and focused educational team, an encouraging community, and supportive family. Now let us listen to Y Education, thoughts of Assistant Superintendent Jade L. Gopi.
I teach because representation matters. Diversity in the field of education matters. How amazing and incredible to be in a profession where you have a direct influence on the next generation. Your words can inspire them to true greatness. Your presence can encourage them to reach for the stars. I believe the greatest legacy is to have a profound impact on the path and the direction of someone's life. I'm humbled and honored to know that I have touched hundreds, maybe thousands of our future generations and have left an impression of love, compassion, and very high expectations of success for each and every one of them. And that is why I teach.
CCSU has an Inspiring Educators chapter on its campus. The Inspiring Educators program offers unique opportunities in professional development, community outreach, leadership, and networking for teachers all over the state. Kay Cummings is the Connecticut Education Association's Aspiring Educators Program State Chair. She's also in her senior year at CCSU, majoring in elementary education, and is completing her student teaching in a second grade classroom in Meriden. Kay Cummings, CCSU Aspiring Educators Chair.
Good morning. My name is Kate Cummings, and I am the Connecticut Education Association Aspiring Educators Program State Chair. I am also a senior at CCSU, majoring in elementary education, and I am completing my student teaching in a second grade classroom in Meriden. Through my position with CEA, I have the honor of representing the future teachers from Central, Eastern, Western, Southern, Yukon, Quinnipiac, Mitchell, St. Joseph, and more to come. Each of the universities that I named have chapters or clubs on their campuses that are created by and for aspiring educators as yourselves. In our Aspiring Educators program, we support and supplement members' preparation and entry into the teaching profession by providing opportunities in professional development, community outreach, leadership, and networking. Community outreach opportunities include our annual Project Beautification, where we find a school in need and paint a mural, make a bulletin board, plant flowers, mulch a garden, and more. Another event that we host as a program is Read Across America Day. This year, the theme of the event is Ocean, and we are hosting it at Mystic Aquarium. This is an opportunity for our members to create a literacy activity focused on keeping the planet clean. Getting involved in the Future Educators Club on my campus opened me up to so many opportunities, such as Project Beautification, Read Across America Day, and so many more. I wish you the best of luck on your journey at becoming an educator. Thank you.
Sean Mosley has dedicated his entire professional career to increasing educational opportunities for youth in undeserved communities within the Connecticut area. Sean Mosley was an English teacher and the chair of his department at Crosby High School in Waterbury, and he is now the assistant principal. When he isn't being a high school administrator, he enjoys reading, concerts, and being with family and his community. I am ride or die for my community. My community has provided me with bountiful blessings, so I will spend the rest of my life giving back in return. Let's listen to Sean Mosley explains his Y Education.
Good afternoon. This is Sean Mosley, and I'm here to talk about why I became an educator. I became an educator because I really wanted to have the opportunity to impact the lives of students. I want to have the opportunity to make the world a better place by making our students' lives better, by providing them with opportunities that they can grow, they can learn, and they can develop into the people that they have the potential to become. I also like to change the narrative for a lot of our students. I want them to exceed and achieve beyond society's expectations. So that's why I became an educator.
Aspiring Educators is a professional organization for college students preparing for a career in education. And now here is Marley Greenlaw, the Vice Chair of Connecticut Educators. She is a senior at CCSU and is obtaining her bachelor's degree in elementary education. Marley Greenlaw.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Marley Greenlaw, and I am the Connecticut Education Association Aspiring Educator Program Vice Chair, or CEA AEP Vice Chair. I'm also a senior here at CCSU, and I'm graduating in May with my bachelor's degree in education. I'm currently student teaching, which is unfortunately the reason I'm not there in person today. But I'm student teaching right now at Glastonbury East Hartford Magnet School in a 3rd grade classroom. And my why is, I kind of have a couple reasons. I grew up in a family of teachers, so obviously I grew up around teachers, and that kind of made the profession more fun to me because I got to see the at-home planning side as a younger child. And of course, you have your aspirations to be an astronaut, a veterinarian, whatever, but being an educator was actually my dream, and I'm very lucky to be pursuing that right now. I also had a ton of fantastic elementary educators who turned the way I thought about school around. I was not a great student, and I did not love going to school, but thanks to a few of my elementary teachers, I learned to love it, and I'm so grateful for them, and they're the reason that I am where I am now because I had them, and I would love to be that for at least one other student. If I can have somebody learn to love school because of me, then I've accomplished more than I could ever hope. And if you guys are interested in joining any college clubs, they are fantastic, and CEA is fantastic, and both the club and the state program are here to help you through your program and get into your program and beyond. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for allowing me to send a video. Bye.
If I was to describe Central in one word, it would be community.
Close, progress, upbeat, diverse,
New,
fun,
family.
All of us are on campus. We don't have like our actual family with us a lot, so we have like a nice family here at school. So whether I have like my orientation family, I have my rec family, I have my Res Life family, I have my Dance Central family, my CAN family, we're all just like one big CCSU family.
Central does its best to include everybody in on-campus activities, and they make you feel like you're a family here. You're not just one student. All the teachers know your names. You're not just student number X, Y, and Z. They make you feel welcome.
It was such a community feelings at sporting events because everybody was showing out. Everybody genuinely had fun being with one another. The tailgates was always lit because of the fact that we were with one another. We were all friends and a family.
I've met a lot of cool different people, not only just race-wise or ethnicity-wise. I've met like a lot of people with different personalities. And yeah, and I really like that about the school.
Everyone on campus is so connected. I feel like I know almost everyone that I see when I'm walking around. I love waving to people and saying hi.
I think everybody here, you know, we're in different departments, but in common we all share the same goal here to make students happy, feel welcomed, and this does turn into a second home and even a main home for students.
Any club you can think of, sports, interests, we got it all, baby.
The activities, the involvement of the New Britain community is just awesome.
Walking up to the room and then you seeing all the computers with already the software on it, dude, this is exactly what I wanted.
With the marketing club, I was able to coordinate our regional marketing conference here at CCSU. We just want to make sure that we show off what our school has to offer and what our club has to offer.
The environment at my old school wasn't the same, and I noticed as soon as I came here that everyone was more accepting, more welcoming.
Starting with SGA, that really helped me connect to more faculty, more students.
Working at the Student Center, it kind of created it was like a second family for me.
I've been to 2 other universities before this, and this is probably one of the best rec centers I've ever seen. It brings everyone closer together, just create special relationships.
Our strategy for tonight is to paddle really fast when we get in the pool and build a good boat. Yeah.
I'm an OL because I love being the first impression students have on campus. When I transferred in, I had a great experience at orientation. I just wanted to pass that on to people coming in.
My favorite part of being at the CCSU campus has been being a student leader. So these leadership roles really helped me just continue spreading my passion for people.
This is an individual competition event. The speech must be about the speaker's personal experience that illustrates the power of being an educator. The speaker must be specific as opposed to depending on cliches or broad statements. The sharing of your story is extremely important. Speech should be original, creative, and capture the audience's attention.
Hi, my name is Dana Quinones. I am a senior at New Britain High School, and this is my Ed Rising Moment speech. A good teacher is like a good chef. A good chef doesn't only have various techniques and skills, but they also have the incredible talent of turning something ordinary into something delicious and extraordinary. They know how to mix ingredients and elevate dishes to recipe perfection. Let me tell you that an educator is no different. A good teacher has a huge bag of tricks full of resources, graphic organizers, visual timers, positive reinforcement strategies, but above all else, they have the incredible talent of helping students blossom into the best versions of themselves. During my middle school years, I went from being the main ingredient of my mother's life to essentially a toss-away scrap. She had chose to focus her efforts on a toxic ingredient, which led us in a domestic violence situation. When the whole world seemed to darken, I found the missing ingredient that has changed what the recipe for my life will be. My young Spanish-speaking Latina social studies teacher had a recipe for everything. It seemed that she knew what utensils to use and how to use them when it came to her students. She didn't just use the recipes from the book, but she also used the recipes that came from her heart. She gave all of us mini chefs a variety of ingredients that can only help us prepare ourselves for a better future. She developed the steps that we need in order to succeed. The recipe for my life turned sour when a so-called special ingredient came into the mix. I did not achieve my academic goals because of all the distractions that came into play. During my sophomore year, my middle school social studies teacher was transferred to the high school, where she continued to be my mentor for the next 4 years. She has helped me and supported me in many ways, often on a daily basis. But she had chose to focus her efforts on my academics. She made me feel like an important ingredient again, and to me, she was a master chef. But she wasn't mean like Gordon Ramsay. She taught me various lessons on note-taking, studying, writing, and she is the reason I have the perfect skills I need in order to become a master chef in the classroom just like her. She didn't just save me as a student, but she also saved me as a person. I never really knew I wanted to become an educator until I seen the true passion she had for her job and the true passion that all teachers should have when building rapport with their students. I want to be someone that can help prevent kids from being in the same situation as me. I want to influence kids the same way I was. I want to be the Miss Marquez that I'm so thankful for someone else. This is why I want to pursue a career in education, so I can pay it forward. Thank you.
Teaching is a calling too, and I've always thought that teachers in their way are holy angels leading their flocks out of the darkness. Jeanette Walls. Hello, my name is Mimi. I am a sophomore, and this is my Educators Rising moment. I have always been a big kid. It's the truth. I have always been the kid who had more skin on the bones. I mean, I was a 10-pound baby when I was born. My destiny was pretty much planned for me. And it's not my fault, nor it's my parents' fault. We're middle class in Puerto Rican, so we don't have the money nor the taste buds that allow us to eat the healthy food everyone around us was eating. In elementary school, I had a group of friends I sat with at lunch. It's Friday, so I grab myself some unflavorful pizza and I sit down. And one of my friends who sits directly in front of me says, "You should eat a salad. You look like a pig." As if we were in Mean Girls, but we were in the 3rd grade with a horrendous green uniform on. Regardless of the jokes I make now, this is where the body image of me in my head went completely downhill. I hated myself. I hated everything about me. And the only person that made me feel loved was my grandmother. And with my luck, she left for Puerto Rico for vacation, returned to my uncle's house in New York, and would end up in a coma that would end up killing her. So in 5th grade, because of the bullying continuing about my weight, the loss of my grandmother, and the stress of fitting in, I resorted to self-harm. I resorted to binge eating, which did not help my body image. I attempted to take my life when I was in the 5th grade, and that would be the first of many attempts. Luckily, I got out of that school because I was accepted into House of Arts, Letters, and Science, House Academy. Let it be known this school only has 150 students and 8 teachers. Yeah, 8 teachers. I was in the elite program since the 4th grade, and they made us take an entrance exam into House. I had gotten in, and once I got the letter, I was excited for new opportunities and to leave the school behind. That's the thing they don't tell you about the mentally ill. We are so smart. My English teacher in middle school changed me. Her work temporarily distracted me from everything I was going through. She taught me to be persistent and how to appreciate all that a teacher does. I admired her until she called my parents the day before break saying I was missing an assignment. Like I said, persistent. I held a grudge against her for the rest of 6th grade. What I failed to mention before is when I entered the 6th grade, I held a lot of my emotions in and tried to stop these unhealthy habits by focusing hard on art. And it worked until the 7th grade. My anxiety and depression only got worse, like never before. I went back to my old habits and attempted to take my life several times. It wasn't until my friends told the guidance counselor that I got the help I needed. I had wounds from the night before, and they chose a teacher to bring me down to clean them. And it was her. The teacher I had held a grudge against for a year offered to bring me down to the nurse, and she stayed while the nurse cleaned the wounds, and she walked me back to the guidance counselor's office, and the next Monday she pulled me aside for lunch and let me speak about the things that were troubling me. When her class time came around, she stayed diligent, focused on her work, treating me the exact same, as if she never witnessed anything. Her not treating me any differently made me admire her even more. I paid attention to her work more and watched as she explained these intricate assignments to us. I watched as she inspired me to want to become a teacher every day. What I didn't know is that on top of sympathy that a teacher should have, they should have structure and expectations, which I'm happy she never changed, because if she viewed me any differently, it may have seemed like she chose to commit these acts of kindness out of pity. She practically chose my career for me with a single act of kindness no teacher had given me before. That's the power a teacher has. That's the influence a teacher has. Miss Crooks is my own personal angel who flew me out of my own darkness. Jeanette Walls was right, and with the help of Miss Crooks' dedication to teaching, I can't wait to be someone else's personal angel. Thank you for your time.
Ken Williams is a husband, father, national recognized trainer, speaker, coach, and consultant in leadership and school culture. A practitioner for nearly 3 decades. Through his company, Unfold the Soul, Ken is skilled in joining the why of the work to the how of the work. He is known for his powerful and engaging combination of heart, humor, and hammer. His lens is firmly fixed on maximizing the collective strengths of educators in the service of high levels of learning for every student. Mr. Ken Williams.
Greetings, my name is Ken Williams of Unfold the Soul. It is an honor and pleasure to contribute this small piece to the awesome Ed Risings Conference, all built around my why for becoming an educator and getting into education. First, a little bit about me. I am originally from New York City. I live just outside Atlanta, Georgia. I'm a former classroom teacher, assistant principal, and school principal. And for the past 15 years, I have been consulting with schools across North America in the form of coaching, training, speaking, and keynotes, all built around helping school leaders build district-wide capacity around equitable practice, practically, efficiently, and effectively. And I take a lot of pride in knocking the ambiguity out of equity. I am the author of Ruthless Equity: Disrupt the Status Quo and Ensure Learning for All Students to ensure equity, excellence, and achievement for all students, regardless of background. To answer the question of why I got into education, I'm going to ask you a question. And feel free to pause the video if you need time to reflect and consider your response. Aside from your parents, I want you to think about one person who saw more in you than you saw in yourself. A person who is such an influencer in your life, they know you enough to where you can't turn away from what they're seeing. I know in my life, these are people who've made me stop and say, I don't know why that person thinks I can do this, but they are insisting that I can make this happen, that I can create this, that I'm capable of this. You're doubting why they see it, but they're important enough in your life that you can't turn away from it. Who is that person for you? Aside from my parents, the first person I remember is my second grade teacher, Sister Mary Claire. We are in touch to this day, and this is almost 50 years later. She keeps asking, what is it she did? There was no one thing. In general, she made me feel like $1,000,000, and she didn't let any part of my family's adversity or financial challenges get in the way of her expectations. The next question is, what did that person challenge you to do? Again, if I give you a compliment tomorrow, it'll go in one ear and out the other because I don't know you well. You don't know me well. I'm not an influencer in your life. But for those people who are, what do they challenge you to do? Along that same line, who do they challenge you to become? The next person was my seventh grade teacher. Both of them had high expectations, two different styles, two different approaches. Sister Mary Claire was like an angel from heaven, and Mrs. Fry was like your grandmama, setting you down, setting you straight with love and high expectations. For Mrs. Fryer, she decided I was going to Morehouse College. She sat me down in seventh grade, told me about the history of the college, and said, you're going to Morehouse College. At that point in time, I'm a first-generation college graduate. When I was a seventh grader, I knew exactly where I was going to college, and we didn't have two nickels rubbed together. But Mrs. Fryer looked right through me and spoke it into me, and that was it. Who's that person for you? Back to my second grade teacher, Sister Mary Claire. My teacher thought I was smarter than I was, so I was, and that was it. For everything she expected of me, she held it above my head like a crown and challenged me to grow tall enough to wear that crown. When I think about her impact and Mrs. Fryer's impact, what they did is what I've made my mission in this work, and that is to defy the data. So please, miss me with all of your simple math telling me why kids from that neighborhood and why kids who look like that and why kids who speak that language or don't speak that language can't make it. I'm about defying the data because I have no business sitting here talking with you today if everything was about simple math and adversity means you can't. So those two teachers made me want to become an educator. And when I became an educator, all I thought about was this question. Will you be the person your students recall when asked this question? Who saw more in you than you saw in yourself? I wanted to be that person. And when I became a teacher, I had the same thought. I'm not here to make a difference. I am the difference.
Now, here is our last educator who will share her thoughts about why education. Daisy Torres is the president of the Connecticut Association of Latino Administrators and Superintendents. She is a bilingual English and Spanish educator with over 20 years of urban school experience at the elementary, middle, high, and adult education level. In December 2019, she published her first bilingual Spanish and English children's book entitled I'll See You on the Bridge, a heartfelt story about a young boy and his beautiful relationship with his dog, a pet loss. Daisy Torres.
Hi, my name is Daisy Torres, and I am the Director of Services for Multilingual Learners, World and Dual Language Programs for Hartford Public Schools. I've been an educator, for just over 20 years, and I just love my profession. I didn't always know I was going to be a teacher when I started, but I always knew I wanted to help students. And what really fueled my passion was I was one of very few students of color in my entire K-12 journey. And for me, that just wasn't good enough for students. I think it's really important for all students to see teachers, educators from different backgrounds, languages, and cultures. And because of that, it became my life's work to make change and really impact the lives of so many students across the state. Best of luck to you.
This is a team competition. The purpose of the Inside Our Schools presentation competition is to allow educators rising students to showcase one innovative strategy that their school or school district employs to enhance teaching and learning. Innovative strategies do not necessarily mean new technology. An innovative strategy is a deviation from the standard practice that results in greater engagement and learning outcomes for students. The strategy must be something that the school or school district has begun implementing no earlier than 2022.
Inside Our Schools, New Britain High School in New Britain, Connecticut.
Hi, my name is Midelis Colon. I'm in the 10th grade.
Hello, my name is Angelisa Chavarria Figueroa, and I'm in 11th grade.
Hi, my name is Deanna Sims, and I'm in the 11th grade.
Hi, my name is Madison Kaur, and I'm in the 11th grade.
And we are educators rising students at New Britain High School. Today, we are going to be presenting Inside Our Schools on 90 minutes blocks within the academies.
This year, our school innovated to 90-minute blocks, which allowed for more time, especially within our academies, for project and hands-on based learning. Last year, our school had 45-minute classes, which didn't benefit our academies. Now we are going to briefly introduce our academies and the work they do.
The Health and Science Academy is for students who are interested in a medical career. It provides different opportunities like a CNA certification. In their classes, they do different labs that enhance the learning about certain topics. In this academy, students could also be CPR certified, as well as mentioned before, a CNA certification.
The Business and Finance Academy is for students who are interested in pursuing a career in management, marketing, or finance. In addition to the multiple classes offered by the academy also has a school store, which is run by students in the academy. It allows students to learn about accounting, budgeting, and customer service. The academy also has a certification where students are able to do taxes for other people for free.
The Met Academy is for students interested in manufacturing, engineering, and technology. These students get hands-on practice using the machines and materials that would be used by professionals in their field. They also get the opportunity to get a Juniper certification through the Juniper Network Certification Program.
The Public Service Academy is an academy for students who are interested in pursuing a future career in a public service profession, especially in teaching, as the pathway offers 8 different teaching classes. We also have a preschool located within our high school, which allows for students to get real-world practice with children. This academy also has a para-educator certification, which lets students get a job as well as a certification straight out of high school.
These are the 4 academies in our school. Now we are going to be introducing our Inside Our School video, which further explains how the 90-minute blocks within the academies enhance teaching and learning.
Because we are able to do a little bit of learning in the classroom, and then we take what we've learned during our lectures.
I don't have to rush. I can explain, I can demonstrate, the students can do it within that whole 90-minute block. Whereas Times before, it would take me 3-4 days to do that same thing. And then if a kid was absent, now they're behind.
I love 90-minute blocks because most of specifically my biomedical science classes, most of the labs take longer than an hour to do. So when we did them last year, we'd have to do half of them and then clean up and then the next day set up again and keep going. But with the 90-minute lab, we can get the whole entire lab done in a shorter amount of time.
I think that the experiences in 90-minute blocks create more time for me to be able to perform the labs correctly, and I do not feel rushed.
Enhances teaching and learning by just giving students the opportunity to just ask more questions and really just learn about a specific topic in depth rather than just looking over it as if it were if only classes were an hour.
90-minute blocks allow us to really just let the kids, work with each other, run with each other, really dive deep into their content. It allows me as a teacher to spend, not just a couple of minutes with a student. It'll allow me, 5, maybe 10 minutes with those students.
So for me specifically, since I teach construction, I think that having the amount of time like that, since we work with a lot of different materials and it does take us a little while to learn how to use machines and learn how to use tools, it really benefits because some days you have to wait for a machine and then you'll get a chance to use it. Other days you might be able to use it right away. So if you have a shorter period, I've had students last year, they had to wait a long time and then the period ended and they never got a chance to do work on that particular part of their project because they needed to wait for one machine or the only machine that we had.
Classes, a big part of time is spent setting up the lab and breaking it down. So the fact that we only have to set it up once, then we get a lot of time to work and break it down. We probably save 15 minutes every class period by not having to set up and break down, in 2 45-minute periods. Students just get to get immersed in their projects now. So instead of being like, okay, we started, it's almost time to go, it's much easier to get lost in what you're doing and you can go a lot farther in one shot.
This is the best. 90 minutes has helped with so much, especially because we're talking pedagogy, we're talking management, culturally responsive teaching, effective strategies, ineffective strategies, and so to have a bigger chunk of time just allows for us to not only engage in different teaching models, but to learn about them as well. So the 90 minutes is perfect time to do a lot of project-based things and check in with one another, do those things that help build community and rapport.
90-minute blocks, I feel like it gives us more of a connection with the preschoolers, having the opportunity to just learn, watch them, observe them, see how different behaviors are within the preschool.
So Ethan, do you like being in the preschool?
Yeah.
You like it? Do you have a lot of friends?
Yeah.
Do you like the high schoolers? Do they help you?
Yeah.
What did you learn today?
Christmas.
You learned about Christmas. Oh, that's great.
Hi everyone, my name is Mary Kate Gebhardt and I'm the Vice President of Engagement and Advocacy. I hope you all are having tons of fun at your state conference. I'm wishing you all the very best of luck. Make sure you take some time to fully enjoy the conference. I hope to see you all in Orlando. Let's take a look at last year's conference and see all the fun we had.
In the second grade in 2010, life for Sayer changed. He was left back and was set to repeat the grade the following year. What has once been considered for him his biggest failure became a second chance to rewrite what happened. Sayer says his mind and imagination are his gifts. Using this tool, he took ownership of his education by teaching. He used teaching as a form of studying to ensure he would stay caught up. He now attends Brandeis University, where he studies education to become a teacher. He currently serves as a national ambassador for Educators Rising, running for the national office. Giving back to his community, he works with his former high school, serving as a coach for the pre-teaching program he was a part of before it was established. Sayer wants to be the role model he never had, and a figure for those who look like him. He wants to change that narrative and inspire those like him to be the change they wish to see. He hopes to climb the ladder in education to one day be the Chancellor of New York City Public Schools. Sayer Simons.
Good morning, my name is Zaire Simmons and I'm one of the National Ambassadors for Educators Rising. I want to start off with saying congratulations to all those that are competing today. I definitely wish you good luck. For those that did not have the opportunity to compete, I definitely recommend that you guys get into the competitions for next year. I also want to give a shout out to June for giving me the opportunity to be your keynote speaker for today's conference. I'm very sorry that I wasn't able to make it and to sit and to be able to speak in person, as I feel like this would have been way better if I was able to do this in person. But I am here nonetheless, and I am here to share with you my journey, but nonetheless talk about why education. A common question that I'm always getting is like, why did I choose to pursue education? Where did the passion come from, and why am I choosing to go into that route to become a teacher? So I'm gonna share that with a little bit of you guys today. Well, for starters, I always wanted to teach since I was a child. Me and my mom used to do this thing where we used to sit and play teacher all the time. And I used to be my pretend student, and I used to be the teacher, and I used to start off with teaching absolutely nothing. And then it wasn't until I got left back into the second grade where I was able to take more of an initiative in my own education and kind of take some sense of control in what I was doing. I definitely feel like growing up, because I grew up very much alone, and I feel like having to figure out my own ways and routes of things, I needed to learn what is it that I'm doing and how am I doing it, right? And in order to do that, I knew that I needed to take some kind of initiative of what I was doing. A lot of that was going to my teachers, asking for help, but also taking the resources that they had, such as the textbooks, and I used to take that home with me. And then this is where it all started. I would take a textbook home, and I'm taking this textbook home, I'm flipping through the pages, and I'm going through what my teacher just taught us, or something that we've learned that I didn't understand. And once I have some sort of a grasp of the content, I turn that into like a lesson, and then I used to teach that. And I always say my first classroom was my mom's room. I turned her room into my fake classroom. And that's where I would literally sit in that room for 3 hours and pretend to teach. And that was an experience, because that kind of gave me my first confidence that I think I can do this. I got so much practice as a child. I would watch my teachers do it, and then I would like mimic what they were doing in mom's room. And that honestly really sparked a lot. And then it wasn't until I became into 6th grade and my transition into 7th grade that summer, my science teacher had called me and had asked if she can have some assistance in class. And that's ultimately where I got my first taste of teaching. I had my first real life class, and I taught 6th grade math. Mind you, I just came out of 6th grade, but I was teaching it. And it was a fun experience. It was an experience that I was able to have in which I got to see kids' reactions to learning something for me. And I think that was the moment where I realized that I can, in fact, inspire people. I can also teach someone something. And from there, that's kind of what really started my act of teaching. And the passion ended up coming from the consecutive years that I've done it. I've done it for now 8 years. I started when I was 13, and I'm doing it as I'm recording this video. I'm still doing it, still doing it now. So I'm in my 8th year of actually still teaching. And I've been doing it ever since. And I think that when someone always asks me why education, my go-to answer is always, but why not? Like, why wouldn't you want to shape the brains that is going to affect the world that we're living in, nonetheless affect the world of the next generation of lives that touch Earth? Why not shape that brain? Why not have that kind of impact? For me, though, on a personal standpoint on why education, it's because of the fact that teachers and school, those were the two things, like teachers being the people and school being the thing, right? These were things that shaped me into who I am today. I genuinely, honestly lived in school, always. I was always there, always every day, all day. I was almost in every extracurricular you could think of. I was a really big student leader. I was an ambassador. I've done so much in my school. I was that kid that was in everything, always doing everything. But if it wasn't for those experiences, I wouldn't be the person that I am today. Those extracurricular activities, the teachers that I've worked with, the staff that I'm able to make connections with, and then the administration that's been able to really guide me through all this. All of those people really empowered me and inspired me into the craft that I'm doing. And that is what really got me into understanding the power of education, but the power of teaching and teachers, and the power of a school. That alone is what really got me into knowing that, well, this is something I want to do, that there is someone out there like me who probably has this passion, and if not the passion for education, then maybe the passion for music or dance or theater or science or something, or English. But they had a passion, and they needed someone or they did something to unlock that passion. And school was able to give me that, and school was able to give me that platform to do that. And I grew up in the Bronx in New York, and being able to see someone like me strive in the way I am, a lot of kids has not really got to see a lot of that. And at some point I became more than a teacher, but I also became a role model for a lot of people. As they saw me in positions, I'm the youngest hiree for the New York City Department of Education. I was able to work with New York City Men Teach as one of their leading ambassadors. I am now serving for Educators Rising as their national ambassador, and I am New York City's representative for Educators Rising. And I'm doing so much that I feel like someone who looked like me, a lot of people would have probably never thought of. I sure would have never thought of it because I didn't have many examples growing up. And seeing that now and being able to be that example and that role model that I never got is really, really impactful. When someone asks me, again, why education, I will always give the answer, why not? But I will always say, when you realize the responsibility of a teacher or a responsibility of an educator, that this is the person that is shaping the young mind, and this is the person who is shaping a young person, this is the person who's also shaping the future, why not take that responsibility of not wanting to do that? You can be someone's advocate, you can be someone's impact. The role that we have as teachers, you just never know what kid you might spark. You might just be teaching the next president of the United States. You just never know. And whenever a teacher of mine, especially a former teacher of mine, always feels like they haven't done enough or they're not doing enough, I always tell them, I want you to look at me and look at everything that I've done and everything that I'm doing, and I want you to know that you are part of that. And you are part of who I am today, and you are part of how far that I've come and everything that I'm doing. And that, for me, that's everything. That's everything. I want you guys to take this opportunity, honestly, to really reflect and think about everything that you are learning in your experience in Ed Rising, but also look at the teaching profession as an opportunity to see if this is something that you can see yourself doing. What you're going to see now is pictures of students that I've taught. Moments in which I've worked with students, in which I've was a teacher. I was both a mentor as well. And this is kind of what I live for every day, that feeling and that expression of my kids when they see me go into the classroom, or the last day that they found out that I was graduating and I wasn't going to return next year. That is what I live for almost every single day, and that's the impact and power of the moves that we make as teachers. Again, teaching is not for everyone. Everyone always says that. There's so much more to teaching than just being in the classroom. And that's something that I've learned, where I always thought I wanted to teach forever. But in my numerous student leader roles, I have definitely learned that there is so much more outside of teaching. I want to not only be a teacher, but I want to be an administrator. I want to work my way up. I want to be an administrator. I want to work probably for the my local area of maybe district leader, superintendent. But definitely my long-term plan is to work as the chancellor of the New York City Public Schools and where I came from, and kind of be the head person of education and work on shaping that experience for the young people in New York City. That's something that I've learned with everything that I have done, that there is so much more outside of just being in the classroom. But for me, my journey has to start in the classroom, because I feel like that experience is what's going to shape every other experience that I'm in. And for you guys, I want you guys to see it that way as well. Teaching, it's a blessing. It is no easy job, but I don't think any job is easy. This job is definitely, you have to have a heart for it. People like Tamir Harper, which is one of our speakers today, he is someone in which I sat and I watched his speech for last year's conference. And his speech is what inspired me the most into doing the work that I'm doing now with Ed Rising. And to think that last year he was the head keynote speaker of last year's conference and he closed it out. And now I'm sitting in this very conference and I'm closing you guys out. Like, that's an honor. Tamir Harper was that person for me, inspired me to do what I'm doing now with Ed Rising. That is the impact that education has. That is the long-term impact that education has. And I want you guys to see that and understand that is the impact that you, in fact, can be making and be giving to other students and kids. And take that, of course, with a grain of salt. Explore everything. Use your options. There's so many skills that education and teaching is going to give you. There's so many skills that Educators Rising is going to teach you and give you that you can actually apply to any other profession outside of education if you were to wish, right? So I want you to take this with understanding to give it a shot. Give it a shot, think about it, of course, but experience it, see what it's like to be in the classroom, see what it's like to be a teacher, because you just don't know just what soul or what child you might make an impact on. You never actually know, right? Once again, thank you for having me, and I wish all of you a successful conference.
And now we will have closing remarks by Dr. Shauna Tucker, the Chief Talent Officer for Connecticut Department of Education.
Thank you, Molly, for that warm introduction, and thank you to our Teacher of the Year, Carolyn Kilmer, for that inspiring message. What a powerful testimony. I have enjoyed watching you in your competitions, and I have to say, all of you have done a great job. I am impressed with your enthusiasm and passion for the teaching profession. I want to thank your teacher leaders again. It is clear that their encouragement and support were with you all along the way. We heard your voice was loud and clear. I do hope you enjoyed and that you met new friends in other districts who are interested in pursuing a career in education. Thank you again to all who made today possible, especially Central Connecticut State University. Have a good day.